Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This will be the last session on the Tangle Rambles. We have already drawn a couple of tiles and I hope you have understood how you can draw it and how you can use it in different ways. So today another use which we have not explored till now is ramble as a border. Yeah, so I'm going to be using ramble as a border today. So I'm going to draw this zigzag curvy line as a border to my Zendala like this. The curls can be big, small, whichever way you feel like. Right? So once we have done that, now I'm going to add another aura to this line. So slowly just add an aura to this curvy line. You can also make big curves if you feel like. Yeah, so that's entirely up to you. This is again to demonstrate one of the ways you can use the tangle. Take your time and slowly add an aura to this curvy line, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do is give it that ribbon look. Yeah. So first going to draw simple lines, or you can add the aura at the same time, whichever way you feel like. Right. So I'm adding the aura at the same time. You can do it whichever ways you feel like. Slowly, take your time. Right? So that's rambles like a border tangle. Again, ribbon as a border. So many ways that you can use it. So go slow, take your time, and do that exercise throughout. Yeah? Same exercise, doing it a little differently by adding auras at the same time. And the last. Right? So that's the Tangle Rambles. Now you have these curved spaces. Again, up to you. What do you want to insert there? So probably we'll add some moon or moon pies or some kind of a flower there. I just feel like adding some bit of inking there and then adding an aura and then probably just adding a flower like this. Something like petal paints. Yeah, simple. You can also add some lines like these. Again, the same thing. So now we are using this in between spaces also of the ribbon, the curves, to add more tangles. Yeah. So take your time and do that exercise. Whole lot of tangles that you can choose from: moon pie, crescent moon, whatever you feel like. Just feel free. Probably just a curled up printum, some poke roots, leaves. Yeah. So I'm on the last one now. Finish doing that exercise. Yeah. And now, inspired from the latest blog released by Zentangle headquarters, Maria gave a beautiful tile in which she used the Tangle Fangle. Yeah, so I'm going to be using that idea. I really loved it. So what I'm going to do is add an orb, right, and then add some S shapes emanating from the orb. So you can draw straight with your pen. There is no need. So I'm going to use these S shapes, about 5 of them probably, coming out of the orb like this. Yeah, and then I'm going to come back just the way we draw the tangle fangle. I'm just going to join this line by another S stroke. Yeah, so this is the second S stroke. This is the tangle fangle, like this. And then she has drawn another wells inside, right? So I'm drawing one more orb inside, and then just connecting this orb to the 3 corners of the outer shape. Yeah, like this, just like the wells grid. So draw an orb, retrace a part of the orb, and go to the corner facing that orb, like this, right? So you are taking a curve, and for that, if you retrace a part of the orb, it will be nice, right? Again an orb. So again the wells grid, right? Again an orb, the wells grid. Keep rotating your tile, don't move your hand much. Yeah, and then one of the sections, you can pick up this section and you can just add probably some lines with weight, like this. Yeah, again pick up this section, lines with some weight at the end, like this. Yeah, again rotate. So I'm picking up the same section, one of the sections of the 3 parts created by the wells grid, like this. Again rotate. Little weight at the end, right? As many lines as you can draw. So just go with the flow. Don't count the number of lines, it's fine, right? Probably you can add one more here, like this. Yeah, and then up to you if you want to do something in the other sections also. But here, this space we are going to use probably for some other tangle. So I'm going to be using Muka and filling up the rest of the space. Yeah, so just going with the shape, add a nice Muka there. You can also add sprouts, but I'm just drawing my usual Muka the way it is usually drawn. Yeah, again you can add some more. So basically using it as a filler here. Yeah, again you can add one here. You can add some flux, and again you can draw another one here. Using it as a filler and filling up the space. Yeah, like this. So I'll just do that exercise for all the sections. Yeah, again going up, coming down. Again use this section whichever way you want. Just place your mukas whatever way you feel like. Use the spaces nicely. Right, probably small little spaces we will just fill it up or ink it, but let us first insert muka everywhere. Yeah, so drawing in the same fashion on the last section now. Take your time. Nice flowy tangle, one stroke tangle. You don't even have to lift your hand as you draw it. Yeah, so now I'm going to go back and fill in the small little spaces left here and there in between my mukas. Yeah, or insert orbs. So some bit of inking is always a good idea. So probably I'm going to add some ink here and there. Take your time. Slowly go to the spaces left in between. And wherever you want to add that ink, do that exercise. Need not be done everywhere. Yeah. So I'm just doing it where I feel like. If you want to insert an orb, you can do that. Yeah. So I think that much of inking is enough. You don't need to ink more. If you want, you can ink this section. Yeah, like this. So I'm going to go to each of the spaces and do that exercise. So patiently ink the small in between spaces. It will add to the look of your tile and your tangle. Where you can insert orbs, do that. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. You draw at your own pace, no need to hurry, and I get back to you. In a jiffy. So I'm almost done inking the small in between spaces between inside my mocha. So take that time and slowly do that exercise throughout. Where you can insert an orb, do that. Where you don't feel like doing that, just ink the spaces. Yeah, I think we are almost done. Yeah, that's about it. If you want, you can add more. I'm going to stop here. Yeah, right. So inside here, you can add always a caviar, give it a caviar look. So I'm not going to add anything else now. Let's first shade and then we'll see if we want to add anything else. Yeah, so I'm going to be using some colors today. So let us use some blues for the ribbon. Yeah, so just make sure that your watercolor pencils are sharpened. So I've just sharpened it. So I'm going to add darker shade of blue at these points where there are intersections. Lines seem to be going under, over, right? So since the spaces are small, I don't think you will have to add any other color. So you can just blend the darker blue, just that it will stay a little darker at these intersections and it will be lighter in between. Yeah. So a blue touch to the ribbons. These are watercolor pencils. You can use any brand that you like. Zentangle headquarters and endorses the Generals brand. So you can either use Generals. If it is not readily available near you, you can go with any other brand. Just enjoy the process, that is important. Yeah, so I've added blue there. I'll just use some bit of reddish color here on the flowers. Just adding a line over the curved line like this. Yeah, and then probably I'm going to add some orange here. Basically inside this section where I have drawn the lines. Yeah, and then the rest I think I'll go with very light yellow. Yeah, so I'm just going to add some yellow in the rest of the section. So choose your own color palette. This is just a suggestion. You can use whatever colors. You can use bright colors. I'm using some warm colors here. You can always go with greens and blues and violets. Yeah. So done with that. If you want, you can give some bit touches of color on your mocha. Just touch, not adding too much because spaces are small. Small little spaces still left for inking. Yeah. So just giving a slight touch on the pods. You can also touch greens if you want. Again, some bit of inking there. Right? So let us now wet our brush. So I'm going to use my water brush, right? And then slowly, with a very soft hand, keep the ends dark, preferably, and just pull off the color from the edges, keeping the ends a little darker. So I'm not going till the end exactly, keeping the ends a little bit dark, just a little bit. Yeah. So spaces are small, so you need to be a little careful. Use a finer brush. Yeah. So if the ends are a little dark, you do that shading thing automatically. Yeah, where you want to highlight the ends, the intersections. So try doing that with your brush only. But of course, you can go back and add some more color there. Yeah, so I'll quickly do that. Again, a little darker from where the color, I'm taking off the color from here, so I'm keeping that portion a little dark to give that shadow kind of an effect. Yeah, so avoiding pencil work here, but if we still have to, then we can always use re-emphasize with our graphite pencil, but I'm trying to do both the things with my color pencil only. Yeah, so spaces are small. Slowly go to each, take your time. Done with that, now comes the center. So I'm just going to add some orange, just pulling it off. Yeah. So before you move to your yellow, a good idea to wash your brush. Yeah. So I did that. I washed my brush a little and now I'm blending my yellow. Simple tangle to draw fangle, and I saw a nice variation with wells on the latest blog where she has highlighted a tile of hers as one of her favorite tiles. It looked beautiful. Yeah. So just blending the yellow watercolor pencil. Take your time, do that exercise. Yeah. And last but not the least, just a slight touch on your mukas. Not too much, just a bit. Yeah. So you need to be little careful. Yeah. That's about our muka. So I'm now going to use my brush pen a little bit. So I have my orange brush pen here. If you don't have, you can please go ahead and do the same exercise with your watercolor pencil also. I'm just adding a shading kind of an effect, adding a little extra orange there from where lines are emanating. Yeah, I'm also going to add a very thin outline with my brush pen like this. As thin as possible, as close to the border as possible. Little bit of shade there at the ends. Yeah, you can always soften it with your brush. So you can just soften it a little with your brush so the line doesn't look that discreet and it merges with your yellow. Yeah, like that. So you can do that exercise with your color pencil also, the watercolor pencil. You need not have the brush pen, that's okay. This exercise is very much doable with the watercolor pencil. Right? So we added a bit of orange there. A little more merging with the rest. So whether it is brush pen or watercolor pencil, they are all water based. You can use it in different ways. If you want, you can use your blue brush pen and just add a little extra, but that's again up to you if you want to. It's not required actually here because the ends I see is already dark. Yeah, so you don't need to do that. So little bit of touch of red if you want on your mukas, again that's optional. So I'm just going to look for my red. Right, so I now have my red brush pen and I'm just going to add a slight touch at the ends of my muka. It just gives that slight oomph factor. It really pops up. That's the only thing, right? So you have this watercolor already there. So I'm just adding a slight touch of my brush pen and then just blending it, keeping it at the ends only and just a little blending and it pops up a little more. So I have done that exercise, nothing else required I think as far as color is concerned. So One small embellishment that you may want to do is to add a fescue, something like this, if you feel like. Small little things will add to the look of your fangle. Yeah, so what I'm doing is just going with the curves, adding a fescue from this side and then from this side. Yeah, again adding a fescue from here and then from this side. Yeah, these are purely embellishments. If you feel like, you can, or you can leave the tile the way it is. Yeah, and then finally the last one. And one from here. That's about it. Yeah, so let us now close our tile. Place your chop, sign and date it. Right, so that was about rambles. I hope you got a nice good picture, good idea about how to draw the tangle, how to use the tangle differently. Upcoming sessions, I'll be releasing a short video on what is coming soon, so do watch the short section of my channel to get a glimpse of what is coming up next. Yeah, bye bye.